Hello, hello. Where's my... See, I'm already... I'm looking for something that's right in front of my face. Ain't that something? All right, let me make sure that I am broadcasting here. Awesome sauce. All right. So you can hear me. Great. Give you a moment to get on. And when you pop on, let me know who you are and where you're from. And if you're watching the recording, thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. And you can, of course, skip ahead to get to the content. So grab a pen, grab some paper, and share this out. If you are a home business owner, have home business owners friends, this is going to be a great topic for them. So let's, for a friend. All right. So first, I want to put my new fan page up and type it in correctly this time. All right. So let us get this show on the road. I gotta get my notes here. Okay, so first I want to welcome you. My name is Lysandra Everett, and I am your host. I am here Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. And when you tune into my show, you're going to hear mainly about tax topics, as I am a tax professional, but you're also going to be hearing about business principles and wealth, wealth building, as you know what? It's all kind of related, okay? So my job as the home biz tax lady is to help home business owners win at the tax game, okay? And the only way to win at the tax game is to play it all the time. Let me tell you. Okay, so that is what this topic is for. Oh, let me share this out real quick. Hold on. Let me share this out. And almost forgot to do that. And one more place, and then we're going to get busy. Okay, there we go. All right, so today's topic is how to maximize your mileage deduction. All right. One of the things, I guess, one of the places that we fail in the home business arena really is with the whole documentation process. And that is really how you're going to maximize your deductions. So, so in talking about mileage deductions, having a log of your miles is absolutely crucial. I'm going to go through the whole mileage deduction section from top to bottom in this live broadcast. So I'm still hoping to keep it at about 20 minutes, but it might go a little bit longer because I want to make sure that you understand exactly what it is that you need to have, okay? So first, some announcements. Starting on June 5th, I will be broadcasting live from my fan page. So if you have not liked my fan page, please go over and like it. Find me at the Home Biz Tax Lady, and it's also in these comments. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can also find the link to my fan page in the description box, okay? Next thing, it is Q2 payments are coming up. June 15th is when your Q2 estimated tax payments are due. So if you have estimated tax payments, please make sure to complete that by June 15th to avoid any penalties or anything like that, okay? So let's get to talking about these miles. All right, so the first thing that you need to do is to write down your mileage, okay? So let's do that. Let's put that as step one. Write down odometer miles. Okay, you need to, at the beginning of the year, you need to write down your odometer mileage. Okay, beginning of the year and the end of the year. All right, because that's going to give you your total miles. And you need to know this because you're going to need to be able to separate your personal and your business miles. All right. So here's how this looks. At the beginning of the year, your odometer might be at 38,000 miles. Let's say you drive 15,000 miles. So what's that? 53,000 miles at the end of the year. Well, you need to know, first of all, your total miles, and you also need to know your business and your personal miles, because there is, you get paid for your business miles, not for your personal miles. Okay. So then the next thing you need to do, number 2, track expenses. Okay, so tracking your vehicle expenses. What are we talking about? We're talking about gas, oil changes, tires, if you have to have an engine repair, insurance. All of these things are, related to your vehicle. How does this help you? Well, because based on the percentage of your business miles to your total mileage, it could be more advantageous to you to take actual expenses for your vehicle versus the mileage, just the straight mileage deduction. Okay. So either way you go, you're going to have to know your total miles for the year. And so then you can find out if it's going to be more advantageous for you to take the current for 2017 mileage deduction is 53.5 cents per mile, which is down from 2016 of 54 cents per mile. So what you need to do is have all of this stuff so that you can make an informed decision instead of just saying, oh, I'm just going to take the mileage deduction. So you need to track all of those expenses. How do you keep track of all of that? The simplest way, get an envelope and throw in all of your receipts, whether it's your gas receipts, parking, tolls, all of those vehicle expenses that are, parking and tolls as it's related to business. Okay. But all of your vehicle expenses, like I said, gas, oil, tire changes, if you got to have some sort of maintenance done, tune-ups, all of that, you need just put it in one big envelope so that you have it available to you. Okay. All right. So number 3. Oops, let's get that up here. Tracking business miles. Okay. So now with tracking your business miles, you essentially need to have a mileage log. You can do this by pen and paper. You can use an app. It really just depends on how many business miles you drive. So now you take someone like me. I really don't drive a lot of business miles. Okay. So whether or not I need an app, generally I don't, but there are a lot of people that drive a lot of business miles. These are the people that really need to invest in an app, because a lot of times the apps, you just leave them on and they start as soon as you start your vehicle, then, it turns on and, it kind of automates the process, but you still have to have human intervention in classifying those miles, whether it's business or personal miles. Okay. So it really just depends on what's going to work best for you and your business, how many miles you drive a year for your business, as to whether or not you need to invest in an app. There's lots of apps out there. Everlance is a good app. TaxBot is also a good app. And there are a few others that are out there. Just know that it really just depends on the amount of miles that you drive. So you have to make that decision for yourself and find out which one that works for you. I like Everlance. And by the way, I am not an affiliate of Everlance or anything like that. But the reason I like Everlance is because you can, if you have multiple business miles. For instance, you might have a tax business and an e-commerce business. Now, I don't know anybody like that, but you can separate those miles into those different businesses so that you because you're going to have to file 2 different Schedule Cs, depending on what your different businesses are. You're going to have to file 2 different Schedule Cs. Like I'm going to have to file a Schedule C for my e-commerce business, and I'm going to have to file a Schedule C for my tax business. So I would need to know which miles are tax business related or which miles are e-commerce related. Okay. So that's what I like about Everlance. But like I said, there's plenty of apps out there. Just figure out what works best for you. But the main thing is that you need to track those business miles. How do I do it? I generally get a receipt from everywhere I go, so that when I sit down to track those miles, I can say, oh, I went to the post office on this day. Oh, I went to UPS on that day. Oh, I went to Staples on this day. But however it works for you, this is how you need to do it. Like I said, even if it's pen and paper, and even with the pen and paper, you need to have the date, if you let's say you went to go deliver a product. Okay. So on May 22nd, I drove from here to Lucy's house to deliver product. Okay. And it's 5 miles to Lucy's house. Okay. So you need to have that much detailed information in order for you to be able to substantiate the claim with the IRS. Okay. All right. So let's talk about mileage deduction. Now, even though we're really talking about business miles, let's talk about mileage deduction rates real quick. Okay. So like I said, for 2017, the mileage deduction rate is 53.5 cents per mile. And for medical and moving, it is now 17 cents per mile, which is down from 19 cents, and 14 cents per mile for volunteer miles. And I want to put this out there because we got a lot of business owners that do great stuff. Well, guess what? If you volunteer for an organization, then those miles are also deductible. I also have a home business owner friend who just recently had to deal with some serious health issues. Well, keeping track of those miles when you're driving back and forth to the doctor, and especially if you've got to, stay overnight, or, even if it's far enough away that you have to get a hotel and all of that, those expenses are also deductible for you. Somewhere else, not business related, but it's also deductible for you. So we've covered business miles, medical miles, and volunteer miles. Okay. So those are the rates. Again, if you have a mileage log, then you can keep track of these miles. Okay. So now, how do we maximize the mileage deduction? All right. So we maximize the mileage deduction rates by thinking efficiently. So let's see how this looks. Okay. Let's take yesterday for me, for example. I had to go to the commissary yesterday, but I also had to go to the PX in order to get an external drive to back up some stuff from my computer. Well, the backup is a business purpose. So I've got the commissary that's right here, and 2 doors down is the PX. So guess what? Even though I had to go to the commissary, I conducted business by going to buy this external drive. So those miles are deductible for me. So when you're conducting your business, you really got to think about efficiency. If you're going to do something personal, you need to ask yourself, is there anything business related that I can do here? And we're not talking about, just doing stuff willy-nilly, right? Let's be clear. We're not talking about doing stuff all willy-nilly, but really about thinking about efficiency in your business. One of the other things I used to do is when my son's school was close to a particular post office. So when I needed to go to the post office, I went to the post office that was close to his school, because that was going to be business miles from my house to the post office. So I could deduct that. So those miles were paid for. So you really have to think about efficiency and how you're conducting your business. Let's say you are still working a job and, while you are building your business. Okay. Well, then the question that you have to ask yourself is there something I can do on the way to work, or is there something I can do on the way from work. Okay. If you need to go see a client on the way to work, if you need to see a client on the way, from work to home, because normal commuting miles is not tax deductible. So you want to think about if there's any business that you can conduct along the way so that you can get paid for those particular miles. Okay. Now, here's another myth that I want to dispel. Okay. Having a sticker or your vehicle branded to your company does not automatically make all of your miles business miles. This is incorrect. If you have your car sticker, whether it's in the window, if you've got a magnet on the door, I don't care if you paint your whole car to brand your company, that does not make all of your miles business miles. Is it advertising? Absolutely. But it does not make all of your miles business miles. So I want to make sure you hear that clearly. You have to conduct business. That is what the mileage deduction is about. So if you right now have something on your vehicle and you're claiming all of your miles as business miles, you need to stop that immediately, okay? Because you have to show a business purpose for all of your miles, and just driving around with your car branded to your company does not make business miles. You get, the cost that for the magnet or whatever, that is a deductible expense, but it does not make all of your miles business miles. All right. Let me see. I want to make sure I got everything else. I needed a caffeine intervention this morning. Okay, so I think that's it. So the main thing that you want to know is that you need to know your total miles for the year. You need to know your business miles for the year. And, and you need to have all expenses for your vehicle. Good morning, Kara. Thanks for tuning in. And you need to have all of your expenses so that your tax professional can look and say, okay, based on the percentage that you drove your vehicle, it's going to be more advantageous for you to either take the mileage deduction or the percentage of the expenses. Yes, Kara, you should keep track daily. Absolutely. Like I said, for somebody like me, I don't have a lot of miles. So it just really depends on your business. Okay. So like I said, I usually get receipts from wherever I go. Okay. Most of my business miles, let me say this, most of my business miles are to, for my e-commerce business, really, to go and to source products or something like that. I'm usually going to buy something. So I have a receipt that shows, hey, this is where I went on this day. But if you're going to deliver a product to a client, for instance, then you're not necessarily going to have a receipt for that, which you should if you selling stuff. Okay. So that you know that you deliver product to Jane's house, right? You need to have an invoice because, you charge Jane for your products. But even let's say if you're dropping off a sample or something, okay, write it all down. You can have a simple little pen and paper log. It doesn't have to be anything, anything extravagant. That's it. So, so that's the deal with the mileage. And again, think efficiently. Think about if you got to go buy groceries, do you need some office expense, some office stuff? And if you need some office stuff, find the grocery store that's closest to the office stuff. Oh, girl, let them laugh at them carbon copy receipts, because you need to be about your business and substantiating your claims with the IRS. So go with you and your carbon copy of your receipts. Keep track of your stuff, girl. Woo, proud of you. So listen, I really hope this helps you out. I kept it to 20 minutes, boss. But I really hope this helps you out. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment or shoot me an inbox so that, if your question is something I can have a live broadcast about, I'll certainly do that. Okay. So make sure you subscribe. If you haven't liked my fan page, hey, Ursula, if you haven't liked my fan page, it is, it's in the in the comments, make sure to go like my fan page, because as of June 5th, I'm going to be going live on my fan page, and we're going to be talking about stuff like this: how to do business better, how to win at this tax game for my home business owners. That is why I am your home biz tax lady. All right. So thanks so much for tuning in. I certainly appreciate you. Share this with someone if you got value. And oh, here's the other thing I want to tell you. If you have a network marketing team, direct sales team, now is the time to ask tax professionals to talk to your teams, because it's during this time, during the year, it's this stuff that you do during the year that's going to help you reap the benefits at tax time. Waiting until tax time to talk to a tax professional, it is too late. You cannot go back and recreate all of this stuff. Okay. So it's the stuff that you do during the year. Okay. Well, Ursula, go back and watch this, and hopefully it will help you out. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. All right. I got to boogie. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.